It's on your right. But when you're leaving from supermarket, right after supermarket, it should be on your left.
Do what you want me to do. What
I
I
did something interesting yesterday that I want to also share with you to get your views. So our program is always educative,
depend on
social,
so many
moral,
people come to me.
economic.
Many people are counting on me. So many people are watching.
So, like I said, I'm here waiting for who host,
Now,
or let's say the host for
oh,
Mr. Manoa H. Window there in the US.
do what you want me to do. What I need is progress. Lord brought Moses to lead the children of Israel to Canaan. That was a calling,
Okay, we're ready to start
a
now, Rufus.
responsibility. That was a calling of denial of himself. Yeah, the children of Israel, they didn't appreciate the work of Moses. One day it's not a complete,
Rufus,
next day it will be regret. Because of their stubbornness and of
Rufus, we're ready to start
disobedience,
now.
wandered in the wilderness for 40 long years. All alone it was Moses going through all the struggle. All
Rufus,
alone it
can you
was
turn off the music,
Moses
please?
going through all the fasting. All alone it was Moses who was denied of his evil
We're
pleasure.
ready to start now, Rufus.
Yeah, Holy God was
Rufus,
complete,
can you hear us?
complete. Oh, grace.
Rufus, can you hear me?
The complete.
Thank
Can
you,
you hear me?
Rufus.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Great News class. This is a Bible study program. Um, Today, I have my discussing here with me. Hello, everybody. I am Grace Garte, and I'm Renee Garte. Today we'll be reading about Joshua. That has been our theme, and this is lesson 2. Rahab helps the spies. But before we get into that, let's go to Rufus, our anchor in Liberia. Rufus, how is Liberia, and how are you doing?
Yeah, thank you. I'm good. I'm doing pretty well. I just been concerned about a week now. Having seen you guys here in studio, and it's a great thing to see you people. But the face are looking at looking kind of serious. I don't know, but our brother is better, and we bless God for life.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, and sorry for not being here. We've been very busy the last couple of weeks with school and stuff, and finals are coming up, so we've just been pretty busy. But but today will be the lesson that we'll be doing is lesson 2, which is Rahab helps the spies. In this lesson, children will learn about a woman named Rahab. The students will see The people will see how Rahab's decision to help God's people save her life and the life of her family. Grace will be doing the topic words for us. Okay, let's take a minute. But the topic words are choices, courage, faith, fear, helping, Joshua, and protection. Okay. Okay, ready? So we'll start off with the first word, choices. And through like the Bible, choices is like something you make that leads to another like path or something. And
and choices. Also, courage is a brave action. Courage is a brave action someone does to even to like stand up for what's right and do something that's right. And faith is to believe in something or someone. Fear is generally addressed like two kinds of fear is like worldly fear to like be scared of something, to have an anxiety or a panic. And fear and the other fear is the fear of God, fear of the Lord. Is a mostly a positive concept, and it's meaning like deep like respect and deep like awe for the person, like for God and what he has done. And the next word is helping. Mm. Helping is to aid someone and or something. And Joshua was a central figure in the Old Testament. Joshua was Moses' successor that God has promised Moses, but then he shifted to Joshua so he could fulfill what Moses was meant to do, and was and that thing was to lead God's people to the promised land. And the next word is protection. The protection is to shield someone or something, to shield something or someone from anything bad happening to them.
Now we'll be doing the memory work. Bible verse. Be doing the Bible verse for you guys to learn. We'll say it maybe 3 to 4 times so that we can know this Bible verse.
First Joshua 3:18 is the NIV version. Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. 1 John 3:18. Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with action and in truth. I'll say it again. 1 John 3:18. Dear children, let us not love with words or with speech, but with action and in truth.
And again, if you didn't get it, that was 1 John 3:18. Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but actions and in truth. 1 John 3:18. Now we'll be going to the scripture reading. Today we'll learn about a woman named Rahab and find out how she helped the spies that Joshua had sent to look over the land. Rahab took action and displayed outward evidence of where her loyalties lay. Rahab was preparing for the return of Joshua's army. Today, the scripture reading will be from Joshua chapter 2, verses 1 to 24. Okay. Joshua chapter 2, verse 1 to 24, and I'll start reading. And Joshua, the son of Nun, sent 2 men secretly from Shittim as spies, saying, "Go view the land, especially Jericho." And they went and came into the house of a prostitute whose name was Rahab, and lodged there. And it was told to the king of Jericho, "Behold, men of Israel have come here tonight to search out the land." Then the king of Jericho sent to Rahab, saying, "Bring out the men who have come to you, who entered your house, for they have come to search all the land." Verse 4. But the woman had taken the 2 men and hidden them. And she said, "True, the men came to me, but I did not know where they are from. And when the gate was about to be closed at dark, the men went out. I do not know where the men went. Pursue them quickly, for you will overtake them." 6. But she had brought them up to the roof and hid them with the stalks of flax that she had laid in order on the roof. So the men pursued after them on the way to the Jordan, as far as the fords, and the gate was shut as soon as the pursuers had gone out. Verse 8. Before the men lay down, she came to them on the roof and said to the men, "I know that the Lord has given you the land, and that the fear of you have fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land melt away before you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea before you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the 2 kings of the Amorites, who were beyond the Jordan, to Sihon and Og, whom you devoted to destruction." 11. And as soon as we heard it, our hearts melted, and there was no spirit left in any man because of you. For the Lord your God, He is God in heavens above and on the earth beneath. Now then, please swear to me by the Lord that as I have dealt kindly with you, you also will deal kindly with my father's house, and give me a sure sign that you will save alive my father and mother, my brothers and sisters, and all who belong to them, and deliver our lives from death. 14. And the men said to her, "Our life for yours, even to death? If you do not tell this business of ours, then when the Lord gives us the land, we will deal kindly and faithfully with you." Then she let them down by a rope through the window, for her house was built into the city wall, so that she lived in the wall. And she said to them, "Go into the hills, or the pursuers will encounter you, and hide there 3 days until the pursuers have returned. Then afterward you may go your way." The men said to her, "We will be guiltless with respect to this oath of yours that you have made us swear. Behold," 18, "behold, when we come into the land, you shall tie this scarlet cord in the window through which you let us down, and you shall gather into your house your father and mother, your brothers, and all your father's household. Then if anyone goes out of the doors of your house into the street, his blood shall be on his own head. and we shall be guiltless. But if a hand is laid on anyone who is with you in the house, his blood shall be on our head. 20. If you tell this business of ours, then we shall be guiltless with respect to your oath that you have made us swear. And she said, according to your words, so be it. Then she sent them away, and they departed. And she tried the scarlet cord in the window. They departed and went into the hills, and remained there 3 days until the pursuers returned. And the pursuers searched all along the way and found nothing. 23. Then 2 men returned. They came down. The 2 men returned. They came down from the hills and passed over and came to Joshua, the son of Nun. And they told him all that had happened to them. The last verse, 24. And they said to Joshua, truly, the Lord has given all the land into our hands, and also all the inhabitants of the land melt away because of us. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so now we'll be doing the explanation. So while Grace is doing the explanation, I will go over the memory Bible verse that we just did, which is 1 John 3:18. Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. 1 John 3:18. Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. Again, that is 1 John 3:18. Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. That is 1 John 3:18.
Okay. So for explanation, I would like to summarize what had happened throughout the whole chapter, so we can just break it down. So for Joshua 2, verse 1 through 24, the first part is like Joshua became the new leader. Joshua became the new leader of Israel, but secretly he sent 2 spies across the Jordan River out to the city of Jericho. They went into the city of Jericho and found a place to stay at the home of Rahab. Rahab was actually a local prostitute. While this may be an unusual choice, a house on the city walls where people were constantly coming and going made the perfect cover to avoid suspicion. So we're moving to Joshua 2, verse 2 through 7. Word reached the king of Jericho that the Israelite spies had entered the city. He sent soldiers to Rahab's house to arrest them. Instead of panicking, Rahab hides the spies under bundles of flax drying on the floor. She then lies to the king's men, saying the spies weren't there, but left just as the city gates were closing. She urges the soldiers to chase after them, sending them to a wild goose chase. So moving on to Joshua 8 through 14. That's just what happened. Once the soldiers left, Once the soldiers left, Rahab goes up to the roof to make a deal with the spies. She delivers a profound statement of faith. She confesses that she knows the Lord has given Israel the land, and everyone in Jericho is terrified of them. She recognized the God of Israel that the spies follow, and that Joshua followed, as the true God of heaven and earth. In exchange of hiding the spies, she asks them to swear that they will spare her and her family when Israel attacks. So moving on to Joshua 2, verse 15 through 21. The spies agree to her terms on one condition. She must tie a specific scarlet. It's supposed to be red, a scarlet red cord, in her window and gather her entire family inside the house. If anyone steps out, they are on their own. But anyone inside will be protected because Rahab's house is built directly into the city's defense wall. She is able to help the spies escape by lowering them down a rope through her window. So moving on to 22 through 24, the final part. Following Rahab's advice, the spies hide in the mountains for 3 days while the king's men search for them. Once the coast is clear, the spies safely return to Joshua. They deliver an incredibly encouraging report, telling Joshua the Lord has surely given them the whole land into their hands, the whole city into their hands. All the people are melting in fear because of them. So here's the key takeaways from the summary. God can always use unlikely heroes, and the power of faith and symbolize the symbolism of the scarlet cord. When we talk about God usually use unlikely heroes, and like for example, Rahab, she wasn't like the best. She didn't do like the best job, but God still found a way to go around that and go through her, pass through her to help the spies succeed in their mission. And the power of faith, Rahab chose to believe in the power of God, even when the rest of her city was paralyzed by fear. And when we talking about the symbolism of the scarlet cord, well, the scarlet cord, it usually it's kind of symbolizing like the blood placed on the door frames during the Passover in Egypt. We'll search. Both are visible signs of trust in God that protect the faithful from impending judgment. So these tie in together. The Passover in Egypt and the Promised Land. That's my explanation.
Thank you, Grace. Now I'll be going to the application. In today's lesson, we saw that Rahab risked her life to help Joshua's spies. Rahab's decision to help God's people saved her life and the life of her family. Like Rahab, our outward actions speak louder than words. So, if you believe strongly in something and show that you are devoted to something, any decision that we make, doesn't matter if you're deciding on like where you want to go to college or what job you want to do when you're older, every decision we make will affect those that we love. It will affect our family members, affect our friends, even the people that you think it won't affect, it will affect them. So always remember that if we are strongly devoted to something, that no matter what decision we make, it would affect the people that we love. So next week we will see how Joshua's army made the walls of Jericho fall without laying a finger on a single stone. Okay, and that's all for the lesson. Yeah. So Rufus, we wanted to, like, when we do the calls, we wanted to ask some of the questions for the lesson. If that'll be okay.
Okay, so you say you wanted to ask some of the questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, are we gonna be calling people while we ask questions?
Yeah, when they do call, then you ask the question. So let me open the line. So the phone line is 0777 959 959 0777 959 959. You listen to them the rare portion of the Bible or book from the book of Joshua, and they also explain it. So they want to ask question. If you call to ask you question, and then so all of us can share knowledge or to share our ideas. So you can call me on 0777 959 959, and later on then we bring the other point talking point. Okay.
Mhm.
So 0777 959 959 0777 959 959. Okay, so while we are waiting the call, you can still be going on to like maybe explaining, maybe someone else still following.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, this lesson was just talking about how Rahab's decision to help God's people saved her life and the life of her family. She was she made, like I said in the application, decisions that you make can affect your family and affect the people that you love. Just like how Rahab's decision to help God's people save her life and the life of her family. The decision she made affected the people she loved for the better. Yeah. And also, wait, should I say the questions too so that they can know what questions they should answer? Because I don't think I said the questions. These are the questions that we want you guys to answer. Here's the first question. Um, the first question is, how many spies did Joshua send to spy on the land in Jericho? That's the first question. So if anyone wants to answer that question, please call so that you can answer it.
Okay, so you read the first question there. Those of you following, you can make it known by calling 0777 959 959 0777 959 959. So you can answer the question if you know it, or you yourself also have an inquiry, you have question to ask, you can ask. So again, the number is 777 959 959 777 959 959 is the number you can call. This is Kia. Maybe you just tuning in, you just putting your radio on. It's Kia Radio, Kia FM 95.9. We're broadcasting to you from the heart of Monrovia, from the city itself, around the UN Drive, right adjacent the Raritan Market, or you say opposite the BTC Barrack. So this is where we are. So call me on 0777 959 959 0777 959 959 to make your point. All right, so we're still waiting for them. We are still waiting for the concern.
But while
Hmm,
we're waiting, I will go over the Bible verse again, the memory verse,
okay.
which is 1 John 3:18. Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. 1 John 3:18. Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. Amen.
Mm.
Zero seven 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 959 959 0777 959 959. You can call and make your point here. They will ask you questions and then you answer the question, or you ask question, your children, your kids. I don't know. Every time we bring in this topic or part of the show, we say the children should come around to, to give their views, to ask questions, biblical questions, maybe to say Bible verses. If the opportunity to answer some, then they get packages. Yeah. So we can also tell you sometimes call, let the children call and pray for their parents, pray for the country, and pray for themselves as they are in school, that when the school year is ending or shall have come to an end, that they can make it a pass. So let's now go to this information I was giving to you. Let's go to this information I was giving to you here.
Mhm.
Since uh, you you guys don't want to maybe give your input to this other topic, so let's go to this one. All right, so let's go to this one. So because the people saying they don't want to call for now, they're not interested in that topic. So yesterday, like I said, since we talked the other day, last week Saturday, Randy and wasn't around, we talked about our Liberian sector, the education sector, about the children, our students, our brothers, our sisters, the way they've been treated or they have been treated in the classroom, the incompetence, of teachers. So yesterday we got this report, and we want all of us to look at it. I wish time again we open the line because we're not getting concerned from you guys as per this other discussion of the biblical aspect. So let me bring to your attention about the school I was just telling you about, that uh okay, the school I was telling you about yesterday that we got this information. The children, according to that information, the children left campus because yesterday was weekend, the May week, Friday. So maybe if I made mistake,
Oh,
yeah, those of you following can also correct me. Okay, you can correct me. Like I say, I only read it, me to say I know it. I'm not a custodian to knowledge, right? So I'm equal to learning from anybody. All right. So yesterday evening, this information came to us by this school on the Japan Freeway in Gainesville. They call the Children War. Called the school the War Wilson Daycare Elementary and Junior High School. Children War Wilson Daycare Elementary and Junior High School. According to the report, the children left the campus on Friday, which was the 29th day of May. They left the school and then they went for a field trip. Going a long NTA, not NTA, but KW buses. So they went for a field trip. I think they left the campus maybe 7:50 something or almost 8 o'clock. And then they went for a field trip in the morning. So, they were there up to 7:38 p.m. And parents were trooping in on the campus because since morning, day broke yesterday, their children left for school. And then they went to school, went for a field trip. They were not home up to 7:38 in the night. Let's put it that way. So our concern here is, what were the children doing on a field trip? That since they left the school in the morning, that you have to keep them to where you guys went up to 7:38 or let's say almost 8 o'clock. And parents were concerned for their children. Those days, don't get me wrong, we are not saying field trip is wrong. No. It's good for the children to go for a field trip because there they get exposed to other things like for history. So it's good that the children go for a field trip so that they can be informed. Or even before they go for the field trip, you should teach them about where you're carrying them or to where you're carrying them. Those things they're going to see or they're going to maybe have interaction with. Give them a briefing about those things. But you left or you took people, children, you carry them out, and then you brought them back in the night. You as a school authority or teacher who's supposed to tell the children, do not, when you go out in the morning, make sure you come back home soon. But right there in my mind, you're telling the children to come home late. 9-10-year-old person in the night, the lady girl was on a motorbike, very helpless, tired, and they carrying her home, sleeping on a motorbike man back. And I was like, wow. Time we at normal, we sit on the radio, we talk about our education system. Every now and then we come here and our mouths will not close until the Ministry of Education hear our cry when it comes to the school business. Schools authority are encouraging parents to send their children to their school, which is not a wrong thing. But you taking the children and carrying them further places for field trip. So when you took them to that place, you guys went. I believe all of you have watches on your. You guys have your phones. That all of those activities the children were doing, you were looking at your phone or on your phone or on your watch, and time were going. Why you have to keep the people, children, on a trip up to certain hour of the night? What if something was going to happen to any of these kids? Yes. And then the only reason they give that was not genuine for me, to me, I don't know about you, I'll open the line. The reason they give was they said The car broke down on the way. That's the reason why they arrived late or later. But you took the children 8 o'clock a.m. and the children, when they reached maybe somewhere, some time around 8:45, 9 o'clock, something like that, depending on the place you guys went, who was not mentioned, or the way in which the car was riding. So from 8 o'clock in the morning, you had 9, 10, 11, 12, up to 3. After all of the activities the children did or the children were doing, you don't think that if you're going to start to tell them to get prepared from 4 or 4, let's say 4:15 to 4:30, you guys are going to be in town sooner? But more to that, the school is on Garnersville. Like I said, the name of the school, they call it Children War Wilson Daycare Elementary and Junior High School in Garnersville, after New Joy Junction, before reaching the JJY, somewhere around there. The Children War Wilson Daycare Elementary and Junior High School. That's the name of the school. So you are situated right there on the Garnersville Road. You have the Freeports of Monrovia that you could tell the children, because I do believe the parents pay money. They pay something to go for that field trip. You have the Freeport of Monrovia, the gateway to Liberia's economic. You get a Providence Island, one of the most historic islands. Why couldn't you bring them there? Let Duco here, up Duco, the University of Liberia, the Executive Mansion, Capitol Building, and you just name the other parts of, that's in Monrovia. That since you're left on the campus 8 o'clock, if you were to take them to Freeport, maybe they spend about 2-3 hours in there before 5. All of them go home. But you took them, I want to believe you took them further, like maybe on the highway, and they were there, and when the children came at that hour, they were already tired. But we encourage parents to send our children to these schools because we want the number, like I was saying. I hope some of these things the Ministry of Education are always followed. So, guys, we want to hear from you. Call me on 0777 959 959, 0777 959 959. What is your take? The guy other Gigante, other Google places in Monrovia, that even around the Garnersville Highway, that the children could go there for field trip. Okay? The children could go there for field trip. But you took them. Let me take this first call. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you call me from?
Okay, I'm Roland Morris I call you from Broadville.
Let's hear you. I get you following.
And I've been following you. All the analysis were clear to the issue, to the point.
Okay.
But I've been having issues, and I've been struggling to see how best I can reach the Ministry of Education. And my daughter is attending a school in Carwood called Creekside.
Okay.
And most of the time, so now the parents can always do some of the things to promote the school. But the school, so now they use it as an opportunity to exploit the parent.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter was given a book, and the Creekside said the book worth $80 US.
Wow.
So I told them, I said, no, you can't give a book to my little child attending or the Creekside. She is in 6th grade for $80 US. That is wrong. So because of that, they gave assignment in our book, and she couldn't do the assignment, so they started to go after her because she was not doing the assignment. So the first day I paid $30, but that was not I'm not doing of my will because I feel that she's just supposed to do the assignment. So they have been threatening her up to present for that book being it. They have been struggling how to reach to the Ministry of Education to find out what that book was prescribed by the Ministry of Education for people or children to use. Because from my day I was in school up to present I did not even buy a book for $30 US. They charge you $80 US for the book. So that has been one of my problems. The Creekside School is in Carwood, right behind the football.
Well, they call it Creekside.
Yeah, Creekside.
In Cowell.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want that number, I got a number here. I can forward to you. and do your background investigation. They have been telling you seriously for that book business. They say it's $80 US. What the boy they say $140. I say I couldn't pay it. They go there, they call it $80 US.
So just
So
take
because of that,
just take my number. Just take my number. Okay, I already stole your number. After the show, I will call you.
fine, very good. That will give you all this information.
Very
Yeah,
good. Okay.
I will do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you see what we're talking about, the education sector. Too many things are happening in Liberia, especially for the school. And so that's why some time ago, when the former president or Liberia ex-president said the education sector or system in the country was a mess, then we say this, we say other things. I am not concurring with her. Don't get me wrong. But these are some of the things you as school authority. You see what the caller just said? They prescribe a book that the students should use. And they say the book is $80. And so the child went home, tell her parent, I don't know, that him or her, tell the parents that the school say we should use the book, but $80 for it. How can somebody in, I know you say 4th, 5th grade, I mean, bro. The person start using book cost $80. When that person reach maybe 12th grade or enter college, what will happen? There's one of the university where they say they charge $755 for graduation fee. Ministry of Education, we are at your door and we will not rest. Put some of these things in place. The education system is duping. Schools authorities are manipulating the system. You're taking the people, children from field trip, from the school. You carrying them out there. Yeah, from the morning up to another night. When the children came back home, they already exhausted. Somebody 8 years old, somebody 9, 10 years old. What do they know about field trip? Okay, it's not a wrong thing, so that they can be informed. What happened with the rest of the other entities that are within Monrovia? Like I just named to you Freeport, Liberia Gateway to Economic. You get a Providence Island here. They got the First Presbyterian Church, where the Declaration of Independence was signed. You get a museum, the National Museum. You got Rivoli Cinema. Those days, some of you know about Rivoli. People used to leave their activities. They won't go witness the leading or the I must say the season movies to Rivoli. You know how many historical sites that were here? Somebody say the places that are within. You didn't tell the children about it, but you're taking them out on the highway, which is not, the guy saying it's not wrong thing. Don't get me wrong. But let them know the warning that around them first. If you ask any of those child or children in those school or in our school called the Children War Wilson Daycare, the Veteran Junior High School, about right within their own setting where that school is. They got some BP places then that they don't know it. But you took them on the highway to go for a field trip. And then you brought them back home. 8 o'clock in the night. But you encourage the parents that your school is one of the best schools in that community. They shouldn't go to the other school. 0777-959-959, 0777-959-959. Call me, let's talk. What's happening to the education sector in our country? And that's why the ministry is saying that teachers should have their lesson, and they are serious. We hope, as they say, they will put their head to work. They will not just say it and forget about it. Because the education sector in a country is one of the bedrock for every man's society. If we take the education sector aside in Liberia, and just throw it away on the dump site, will go straight. It was saddening. And if you could go to the campus last night, I guess somebody recording here that was forwarded to me. Oh, what happened? Our training. Oh, I was in the training lab this morning. They didn't bring the training home. They didn't bring it here. Send them money. The other woman was there. She said, she didn't even, her child didn't even tell her that they were going for a field trip. If something had happened to any of these kids, you as a school authority, what were you guys going to tell the parents? Sorry or never mind? That's why the ministry stopped the issue of drilling, because the drilling aspect again was one of the things that were bringing problem. They were bringing serious problem. So when they stop the drilling again, we say, oh, because everything that happened in the country, the government are good. Yeah. Everything that happened in the country, what of our own good, they say, oh, let's do it like this, we say it bad. Our own self safety, the post say, let's do it like this, we say, oh, the government, like the other government, like the other one. So the school name is the Children War Wilson Daycare Elementary and Junior High School, like I said, right to the Japan Freeway there, right after New Jersey Junction, walking a little bit, you will see the school there on your left in the fence. It right beside a little club. Yeah, the school right side of club. They call it Children War Wilson Daycare Elementary and Junior High School. The play was just packed off yesterday. The killer being buses. And people, when you pass in, you just feel like something happened. But our parents, well-wisher guardians, they were to that place waiting to see their children whether they were in good condition. And they go, what my son? What the other person? As they coming from in the buses. You got a conference center here in I think in Broadville. You got the Hotel Africa, the 100 building Hotel Africa, 100 rooms, or 100 plus room. Yeah. You get a Samoa Kayando Sports Stadium, one of the famous stadium in the country. You get the EJ Raw, the EJ Raw building, or the EJS, Eddie Johnson Ministerial Complex. And you just keep naming them. So the children are supposed to know the one within their terrain before you carry them out. Okay, before you carry them out. We went for a field trip when we were going to school, yes. But I went for a field trip within the perimeter of my school. In field trip, when the children go for a field trip, if you don't take time, when the grace of God not there with you, somebody will come up with certain things. Pregnancy will come from there, from our female. Somebody will come out with some kind of soul on their body. And you just name it. Yeah. You school is requesting a student to pay 80 USD just for a reading book. Somebody who has not even reached 7th grade. Even if the person in 7th grade. Why would we be exploiting the parents, the very parents that you encouraging to send their children to your school? 0777-959-959, 0777-959-959. Parents, what is your take? School authorities, well-wishers, guardians, call me on 0777-959-959, 0777-959-959. Call, let's hear you. Let me take this one. Hello. I'm doing great. Your name? Where you phone from? You gotta be audible a little bit.
I'm Aloysius Talu and I call my campus.
Aloysius, let's hear you.
Listening to comments, more especially as it relates to our educational setting. If you want to, I tell them that one of the factors that I said, I was listening out of this, one of the contributing factors, and now going political. The government for the matter would have been here. The regulatory body, if you were already regulating schools, like for what you explained yesterday, that just happening. And you have inspectors from the Ministry of Education that notice this. That's going to be found certain amount of data. And then next time they will not be able to do some malpractices that have been taking place in the school rather. And then students should be the ones to file complaints. The Ministry of Education should put that into place that you come on the campus, you make some level of awareness to students, to the students. If you experience this, if you see this, if you see this, don't hesitate for us on this number or reach out to our stations and things. If you are regulating things like that, obviously my brother things for the yes, don't get me wrong, the parents and that of the very school have their part to it. But our whole Ministry of Education put it in school is responsible. See, like for what happened the other time on the Teresa Fountain campus, if the Ministry of Education have put certain laws, certain demarcation to those kind of things. Yeah, it's a book we have to make that a door board. But it got the kind of play that is supposed to do, not to be a daughter. But look at that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You don't do moral music. You do the kind of music that during our children listen to it entire to even go and see the actuality behind those lines and sing the rules, the right in the song that are not suitable for our children coming up. So a generation they will not do it. My brother, they will not do it.
Sure.
The same when you want if you want to know that the child is astray, don't just start checking from peer pressure, checking in the home.
Mm-hmm.
You find out the mother was not checking on that child, was not disciplining that child, or the mother was signaling like that child during that kind of life. So the child to figure out that of the father, not only allocating to the mother, including the father. Now, how many parents you see, even when the child comes and they're checking the child bed. I do that every weekend. I just did it yesterday. Sometimes I don't wait for Saturday because I can come to work. So I do it every Friday when you come. You're having test paper, you're having this one, you're having this one. I'm doing it. I look at your notes. If it's not complete, I say, I just stop today and say, I got the teacher number. I will call that teacher and say, oh, this note is this the place you supposed to stop or so. Say, oh no, we completed that note yesterday and something. Then I will know that, oh, maybe she was not in school or he was not in school and he wanted to go school and that's why he just already wrote it like that. At least when you're doing the next time that you're going to school, you'll be conscious that, oh, my parents checking on me every time. In fact, it will even give me that courage to study it because my parents will want to see my papers. And usually if I had this paper, he will call on the campus that, oh, my children is registered and I'm not seeing paper. And the teacher tells me that, oh, yes, I did your video papers and I'm not seeing, oh, they know me for that one. I'm going to do certain discipline for them that they will never believe it.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least when they will build that consciousness in them that, oh, yeah, my parents want me to do this.
Mm-hmm.
My parents want me to do this. And also, we should back it up with prayers.
Sure.
We should also back it up with prayers because nowadays, too, you find a whole lot of peer pressure, my brother. Sometimes it's spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things, yes, we are fair, we have a part to play. The school are playing 100% the government, the Ministry of Education. They should have, it's not only about, oh, this is how you're supposed to do a registration, register this one, do this one. Yeah, they just offer the money. If you bypass the guideline in our scope of operation, curriculum, they find it all they care for.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care for the students. Now they had the PTA association listening on OKS in the last time they were talking about how PTA were funded so time and they are trying to get allotment from other NGOs and other things. Is that what we want to hear? We want to hear about our children.
Okay.
I'll bring your thing.
Okay.
How many students now they got a passion to ready and go to college? Even the ones that even get a passion to go to college, they'll study because I was telling my friend last time, my brother, I compare to those days children that graduated from high school and that was not able to go to college, and children that graduated from college. There's a big difference. Those that graduated from 12th grade and was not able to go to college as compared to those ones that graduated from college. In fact, the ones that graduated from 12th grade, they are far and better. Because nothing we are seeing, honestly, the one is exposed. You some parents taking out the pass to 10th grade, I will buy you food on the name of social media. We need to go on the internet to do assignment. Do you know how were we doing assignment? We're going in library. That means we're going in library.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're going in library. They try to get now AI make it simple. They become an AI will just see everything make it simple for you. Summarize it and see your debt oriented. No need to you read your notes. They have been summarizing and give you the proof. I was listening to a friend of mine. It was somebody at the beginning of this year. His son went to write test. Now they paint apple, pay some money and buy that kind of pen that could record. Pen. It's not telling you. That could record that or recorded from AI to AI ready. Recorded everything that thing. There was a practice man that put him in school. Good. Next day.
Tell me.
The best school and he answered the bonus question. When he went to his father said, no, I don't believe it. When he called the teacher, he said, I'm surprised, like the man is improving. He was there. Wow. He was sitting in the closet.
Okay.
He was sitting in the closet in the room, and his father was listening to something really. And his father had not going home, computer, but just hearing that kind of computer way of reading. Then when he entered, you saw that he's setting the recording with his team.
Okay.
Now, can we boast of our students being very, very, very few, I shouldn't lie to you. Very few of our students can represent us there, but none of them, many of our students, doing the vacation job, where it used to be like people going for vacation job, they're doing extremely well. It's bring students for vacation job, they will come on sending letters, they're not even to do all the red book, one paragraph. Then it says, spell sentiments, spell this one. See what spelling that is supposed to learn from K2 up to stage 3, opportunities. These things, those are the things that have to spell it. But you tell them, what kind of cheese is it? They do that poverty. They do that racket.
Okay, let me take this other call.
Yeah, my brother, I listen to a show and actually it's better that we talk some of these things every weekend.
Sure, definitely. Thank you so much for the concern. So he said, you can call me back on 0777 959 959 0777 959 959. We are here talking about our children, your children, Liberia's children, the future generation, because you are getting old or we are getting old, and the future of the children who are supposed to take over the next generation. Yeah, every day we talk about the youth. But the big people don't care for the youth. The very youth you talk about when you go to a forum where you talk, you say the young people. Yeah. So call me on 0777 959 959 0777 959 959. You're taking the students, you're carrying them for field trip. And the field trip you carry them from, you took them from the train left from the horses, they went on campus from the morning hour. You took them away, then you brought them back in the night. Yeah. From 7 to 7 or from 8 to 8. Wow. Check the hours. I don't know whether they, yeah, no, for eating part, I know they is because they pay some fee towards the trip because when they're going for a trip, they carry the BBS buses, they put food in them, all the kind of thing. But you only took them there so that they can see other things, so that they can have some experience or experiences, and just for an hour, so they can come back. But they spend almost hours. And so, like he said, if the education sector was really, if they really had people on the field checkmating things, most of these schools, they were earmarked them. Like the school that demanding somebody must pay $80 for reading book. A university also says somebody must pay $755 before they can graduate. And that $755, including different things, graduation gown, $50, the other one, 20, this, all those kind of thing. Where our education sector goes? The other time, the other guy called, he said, somebody in a horse, person in 12th grade, but the person, when message come on the person's phone, the person can bring the phone to him. Say, please read my message. And how you got in the 12th grade? Where is MOE? Ministry of Education. It's a very big entity. Comprises of a lot of different departments in there. You can send some of these guys on the field to the various school campuses to do a real survey. You already said something that the teacher should get lesson. You said that based on an experience. But what are you also doing towards some of these children that are leaving from other schools, hanging around to other schools with no document, no proper document? Yeah. Graduation coming again, school coming close again. And you see somebody leaving from K2 going to first grade, they say they must pay $50 US. Somebody on request for $60, $70. Are you getting on your feet MOE to send people on the field to do background investigation? It's a serious issue. Very serious issue. And when you not take a good stand, the education sector in Liberia, you will be blamed. Ministry of Education, you got to stand tall, because education is the bedrock. Education is all we can have, or all we have. Education is the only thing a man can rely on for the society. I may agree to the other people that say, yes, education, you're not forced to go to school before you do other things. Yes. We don't, I'm not doubting what you said, but it's good. So Ministry of Education, please, we take this radio every Saturday, we talk nothing but education. Because education has gone the other way. And the other way is the wrong way. You will see as we speak, in schools, teachers have already started taking padam. I call that one padam from the students, the 12 readers, so that they can give them answers during the day of the test on Monday. Because I'm told June 1st is the day they starting. Teachers are doing these things because, like the other guy said, Ministry of Education, the school, those various teachers or plotters that you send on the various campuses to help in the process, you are not giving them anything. Let's take this person. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, your name and where you phone from?
My name is Victor. I'm Victor Dewe. I'm calling from Banyan Louis, Virginia.
Let's hear you, Victor.
Yeah, I follow the program. You know, the school system in this country is damaged. How will the Minister of Education take? He said, because you got people within the ministry got their own private school. So they think that, you know, until he said, people from the ministry got their own private schools there. You see, those days when we were in school, at that time, when we were consolidated school system, MCSL, the way the very color was saying book. So first grade got their own book that Ministry of Education will provide. But now everybody doing their own thing. And you see? So I expect for the ministry to take effect. Because the same people from the ministry, they got their schools. You see?
Okay.
So the whole school system in the country is damaged. It's just by the grace of God, that's all.
Okay.
That's my contribution.
All right. So he said, how will the Ministry of Education come in? How will members from the Ministry of Education come in? Or people from the Ministry of Education come in? When most of them that are working within a sector, they also have their own school. And all of what we're talking today, they are part and parcel of it. And so that's why they want the system to be in a daunting mood. They every day behave or pretend that they don't hear what we say on the radio. But it's all of us business. If the education system in the country rise, Liberia rise. If it fall, Liberia fall, and you and myself, we fall. And that's the reason why we always get people coming from out of the country coming here to exceed over you and myself. Because we do not want to lift up the system, as he said. Because, take for example, God forbid I'm working with the Ministry of Education, then I get my own school. And majority of these things that today I'm discussing here are things that are happening. So if I will say I'm getting up, I will be affected. But we have to put these things behind us. Because it is the only way we can live up the education sector in this country. Everything should not just be politics. Who is doing better or who is not doing better? You can do better when the person you expect to do it does not do it. Don't wait for him. Do not wait for her. You start doing it. Let somebody see you doing it. That person have conscience, except where that person is not human being. But every living being that God created with his hands, we all have conscience. So start it and start to be talking about politics. But let's look at the key part of the country, the key things. Some of those key things are affecting us. We're not discouraging you that our kids should not go for field trip. Because in field trip, they are knowledgeable to knowing other things. Tell them about John Kessler. Tell them about Hillary Teague, Ella Aries. You got the Providence Island here. Every now and then you passing by it, going to and fro. You get Freeport. You got Conference Center, you get Hotel Africa. You get a National Museum. Go there to see historical people. Go there, go see events. Go there, go see other things. Let's put commission here. Okay, you get an invisible park, and you just name them. Just keep naming. So before the children go out in the villages or go on the highway to other area, they should visit those places within their own terrain. Tell them before they come out, make them to know, tell them that all those places you're going, that their place is like this, that the person build this place, is so they who build it or honor who's a ministry. Let the children to know all of these things. But we come here, we talk, at the end of the day, it just leave the way it is. We're hampering ourselves. We're not hampering nobody. Because the people who can't leave from America, other part of the place, they can't say, Liberians are not ready. Okay? Liberians are not ready. So, I have 3 minutes to the time. I'm supposed to leave the radio 1:30. It's 1:28. So if I can take 3 more calls, just 3 more calls, then I call it a day to get your views. I don't know whether somebody from around our school or the Ghanaville bill, nobody want to call from around there. Person say, yeah, they men and party man, yeah, they got in the mouth can say that. But we seen the facts. It is the reality. Put it in your shoes. Somebody had taken some of all of you, the proprietor or the proprietress who own that school. If you are taking, if maybe you have any of your children in other school, because most of your children can attend the school that you get. So the school that your child or your children attending, maybe B.W. Harris, maybe J.J. Robert, maybe Cathedral, Convent, you name them. And your child left as early as in the morning hour. And they went for a field trip and they came back 8 o'clock in the night or 7:30 in the night. How will you feel? Yes. Is the ministry taking notice of some of these things? Or because she has her own school? Or because some of you in the ministry also have your school? So are you playing low delay tactics? Don't you know you're affecting the system? 0777-959-959, 0777-959-959. Like if I can take just one more call because I'm getting out of time. So let me read this number. The person said just read out your number. So you want to call me, maybe you got issue on your campus. Something happened on your campus, they did something to your child and you heard this caller. Call me, I will come there. And I'm acting the journalist. I always very common. Yeah. I wear my late color clothes, my late shower slipper. Very easy. Can't do my own background investigation. So call me on 0888-159-676. 0888-159-676. 0888-159-676. 0888-159-676. So you can call me on that number. Then we can talk. But until then, I'd like to say thank you to those of you that are called to make your input. Is what we choose to do. And we will try our best to see we can reach the level we want to reach. But the education sector in Liberia, it have to be a better one. Until then, Rufus Berry. Bye-bye for now.
Was in vain. My suffering was in vain.